Hi, this is Susan from the Quiet Zone Coaching. Today is March 26, 2020. Welcome to the next installment of my isolation journal. Today, I wanted to talk to you about our value system. A really good way to maneuver through stressful situations like being isolated from the COVID virus has to do with our personal value system and what kind of person we want to be. Okay. So you can ask yourself these questions and write this stuff down. Okay. When I talk about different concepts and things like that, it's really important that we write things down because there is a connection that gets made between the physical act of writing and your brain. It helps to reinforce information and keep it fresh in your mind. Remember when we were kids and we used to write our spelling words 10 times each? That's why we did it. Okay, they understood that even back then in the days of the dinosaurs. So those of you who are my age know what we're talking about. But anyway, our value system has to do with what we think is important and concepts by which we should be living our lives. Okay, so for example, some examples would be things like honesty, reliability, kindness, and compassion, hard work. These are things that you think are valuable in human life. Just to give you an example, some of mine are seeking knowledge and wisdom, reason and logic, kindness, loyalty, flexibility, creativity. These are things that I think are valuable for human beings. Being grateful, finding awe and wonder in what's around us. Okay. And from there, you can ask yourself, who do I want to be? Okay. What kind of person do I want to be? So there are a whole bunch of different answers, that as many different answers as there are human beings on the planet. Some of my clients, here are some of their answers. Of course, there are things like I want to be a kind and compassionate person. I want to be a person who sets healthy limits and boundaries. I want to be able to leave the house and enjoy my life. I want to be impactful on the people in my world and help others. Um, and of course, there are things like strong and self-assured, person who manages time efficiently. My favorite is I want to be the kind of person my dog thinks I am. Okay. Some of mine are I'm someone who I want to be a person who is curious and wants to keep learning. I want to be a person who is pragmatic, logical, and reasonable. I want to be someone who has the ability to help others help themselves and teach self responsibility. And I would like to be someone who is a good problem solver and is flexible. Okay. So it's important to write these things down and to understand that, because these are the basis of our behavior and our thought patterns. Okay, so everything you do and the way you behave and the attitudes that you hold should all be in line with this value system. So now, when it comes to situations like this, where we're in this kind of weird situation where we don't know what's going to happen next, and we're concerned about what may or may not happen, a good question to ask yourself is, the person that I want to be, what would that person do? What would the person who is the person that I want to be do in this situation? And that should give you a guideline as to how to base your own actions, thought processes, and attitudes. Okay, so for me, for example, I'm someone who's curious and wants to keep learning. So I want to learn all about this COVID virus and how it works. I want to learn about the effects that it has on society and on our economy. And as a person who is pragmatic, logical, and reasonable, I want to think about what the most logical steps would be and take action that is based on logic and reason rather than on emotional knee-jerk reactions. Okay. I also want to help others help themselves and learn how to process this on their own and take responsibility. Okay, so that gives you an idea of what I'm talking about here. Apply that in your own situation. And I do want to mention, I don't like to do this every time, but I do want to mention that if you are having issues and you like what you're hearing in my daily little broadcasts, please feel free to contact me, www.thequietzonecoaching.com. If you are on unemployment or you're having financial difficulties, do not worry about that. We will work something out. We will create a payment that will fit within your budget. I am more interested in seeing that people can deal with this rather than have to suffer while we're all locked up in our houses for a while. So enjoy the day. Have fun, stay mindful in the moment, and find some gratitude. I will talk to you tomorrow. Have a great one.